No longer news that a lot of nurses have successfully passed their IELTS and CBT. However, landing a job has become a nightmare. I'm about to tell you a pathway, which is the only promising pathway to UK now. It's not only free, but fast and reliable. I'll also tell you the things you need to have and do to quicken the process of you coming to the UK. So stay tuned and watch the video to the end. Hey lovely, my name is Sharry, and on this channel I talk about coming to the UK, nursing in the UK, lifestyle, vlogs, and everything in between. If these are things that interest you, please consider subscribing and liking my channel as well. Nowadays, coming to the UK is increasingly becoming impossible. What even makes it more frustrating is when you have passed your IELTS and your CBT and you have everything in place and you are not getting a hospital. I've been there before, I know how it feels like. That is why I've decided to make this video to help someone out there. I remember when I decided to come to the UK, I was on leave and I went home. I had to wake up in the morning to prepare meal for my siblings to go to school with, and the moment they leave, I start applying. I would be applying and you don't even realize time is passing by. I'll be on my laptop applying until they knock on the door before I realize, oh, it's 3:30. That is how hard it was to get a job. And these days, it's even becoming worse. So in this video today, I'm going to talk about a pathway. Some people are aware of it, but others are not. I'm going to talk about this pathway, which is cost effective. In fact, you don't pay anybody anything. It is free, no supportive statements, wahala. You don't have to sit down and think about all the stress, all the English you have to put together to make your support statements look attractive for you to land your job. No, it's free and easy and fast. You get what I mean? Truth is the recommendation route. I'm sure some of you have heard of it. It might not be new to some of you, but there are still people who don't know about this. This route is basically about how someone, a friend or a colleague or whatever, who knows you really well can recommend you to his or her trust so that they can employ you directly from Ghana. You don't need to go through an agent or whatsoever. You work directly with the HR or the workforce team, and you don't need to pay anyone any money. So I'll tell you the things you need to get in place and some of the things you can do to quicken the process. And one thing you have to bear in mind is for this route, you need to talk. You need to talk to people. I know it's a thing in Africa where parents and your grandparents will sit you down and tell you, don't tell anybody about your plan of relocating. People do not like you and someone might harm you. Keep it a secret. We all know that. Well, you don't have to go broadcasting to the whole world that you want to come to the UK, but you need to talk to people who can help you, people who are already there. There are a lot of nurses in the UK currently. So far as you know someone working in a hospital, it means that their hospital might still be recruiting. That is one fact you need to know. And I know a lot of people who have come through this route, including me. I had 3 hospitals. Yeah, it's a Cambridge hospital where they asked me to make a video of myself talking about certain things, which I made and sent to them. And I had one other hospital. They interviewed me first, actually, not my current hospital. They interviewed me first, but they delayed in their response. And I had this current hospital I'm working. They interviewed me the following week. And I had an interview in the morning. I was even at work. I had to go hide somewhere to a quiet room for the interview. But when I closed, I just decided to check my mail, and they had actually emailed me about an hour ago saying I have passed my interview and I should send this and that. You see, that is how fast it is. So you need to talk to people. Some of the hospitals might still be recruiting. You might know 1 or 2 people working in the UK and they might be of help to you. There are certain wards in the hospital that are capable of recruiting international nurses. I have a friend working in ED who was able to refer his colleague to come to his ward. Not all wards are capable of doing this, but there are certain wards that can recruit internationally. So you have to just find out, because it is still possible. People are still coming to the UK. If you have money to go through the self-sponsorship route, fair enough. But how many people will be able to sponsor themselves to the UK, come look for accommodation before they'll start hunting for jobs? Not everyone have the money to do that. So this route is free, reliable, no supportive statements, wahala. So I'm going to give you a list of things you need to put in place to quicken the process. So first and foremost, the most important of all is for you to scan all your documents. So your IELTS, your CBT, your school certificates, your NMC certificate, your CV, your passport cover page, and then your police reports if you have already done it. Secondly, complete your NMC registration and make sure that you have ticked all the things on their portal with OSCE outstanding, because if your friend is referring you, to ask him or her whether you have done all these things. They want to know how serious you are, because they don't want anyone who wastes their time. They have to make sure that you are fully ready to be recruited. And if you have forwarded your documents and you are called for interview, please and please again, have to make sure that you are fully prepared for the interview. It might be the only interview that can change your life. So please, I've made a video about some of the questions they ask you in your interview, and I'll leave it in the description box so you can refer to it. Research about the hospitals, their values, some of the common questions they'll ask you. You can even ask your friend some of the questions they asked him or her. Who knows? You can have a repeat of that. When I had my interview, my friend told me a couple of questions they asked him, and luckily enough, I had one or two of them. So yes, you have to ask. If you don't ask, you wouldn't know. Even the Bible said, ask and it's be given unto you. So please, you need to ask, because that might be the only opportunity you might get. Don't sleep on this, please. And afterwards, check your emails frequently, several times in a day, so that you can reply promptly to their mails to let them know that, oh, that's serious and deserve to be added to the team. And make sure that your immunization record is up to date, because they are going to send you occupational health form where you need to fill in the date you took them and then the serial code of the vaccines. The vaccine record comes with those things. You need to make sure that you have them all prepared, so that when you get this opportunity, you just send them all they need promptly, so that your process can be fast. So the long and short of my story is, please talk to people. You might be lucky enough to get a friend who can send you a link to a vacancy for international nurses if their hospital is recruiting at that moment. This route is the only working route at the moment. If you've had any value from this video, please consider hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell as well, so that I can get notified of any upcoming videos. Share this information to your friends who are nurses. I hope this video helps someone out there.